Commitment to not only the 47th district and making it right, but also to Prince George's County. A few people know I try to get out there and, I call it jogging, some people call it running, with our new,
some call it walking.
I don't know about I'm fast, but you call it walking, with our police cadets to show them and encourage them that, we're part of this. And so I've invited a number of people to come out there with me. And Victor came, and of course they were immediately impressed with the fact that he could actually keep up with them. But it's early in the morning, he has a brand new baby, he doesn't have to do this, but he did it. And a number of them, after it was over, came up to me and they said, we really like that. We liked the fact that here's a guy who's state senator, would take time out of his busy schedule, come out here and fellowship with us. And that's what it really was about, fellowshipping. And I told him that's the character of Senator Ramirez. He cares about the community, he wants to make it better. This is where he grew up. I mean, he went to school here, he has his family here. And so for me as county executive, I am extremely pleased to not only have Victor as my senator, but have him as a partner helping me when I go to Annapolis. I'm so blessed to have a great senator that I can work with, the president of the Senate who's been a tremendous supporter of this administration to get us on the right track, and Victor and his team, Jolene Ivy. So I can't, Jolene has the distinction of being the mother of my godchild, who I love very much, and so I get to have her as my delegate. Michael, where's Michael? Michael back there as a delegate, and Doyle. That's what I'm missing. Does he live in Cheverly? Doyle. No. Okay. Doyle. No, they've got an excellent team, and so we're blessed in the county. And I just wanted to come by here and just show him that we support you. We look for good things, and you keep on doing a great job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And next, we have the great honor of my new leader. And he's been the leader of the Maryland Senate for many years now, and I'm glad to present to you Senate President Mr. Mike B. Miller.
Hey, thank you so much. I've been coming to Victor's fundraisers for a long time, including one at the bowling alley where the incumbent senator wanted to know what the hell I was doing there. But I spotted something that you saw earlier. A hard-working young man who knocked on doors not once but twice, went through all the neighborhoods, and he cared about his constituents, and he was going to be the best person to represent this district. And together with Jolene and Doyle and Mike, they've got a great team, and they're also great role models for the district. Jolene has the distinction of being the mother of Bashern's, godmother of Bashern's child. We sent Victor a gift, a baby gift. My wife did. She's very thoughtful, unlike her husband. A nice, thoughtful gift. And we get a note back to dear Uncle Mike and Aunt Patty.
A beautiful wife.
A beautiful wife over there, beautiful baby. But they're great role models for the district. And I just want to say thank you for being here, helping him, because he's helping you 24 hours a day. Thank you, and God bless you.
Short program, I promise. There's plenty of food, plenty of conversation. People have busy schedules. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out this evening. I promise it's not going to be a long speech at all, but I do want to thank you very much. I have to acknowledge certain people because they are very important to my life, and that's my wife, Betsy, who's there with our youth. Little Victoria, named after her father. But thank you very much. We were waiting on them, and I wanted them to be here because without them, we have there's no future. And I don't, they are part of my life, and I want to share each and every moment with them, especially when I'm with my other family, which is you. And many of you have been with me for many years now, and it's true, the Senate President came to one of my fundraisers some time ago, and when I was still in the House of Delegates, And I think that they're wondering why he was there. Well, I want to thank him for his support, because he truly does very good work, excellent work for the state of Maryland. Has a very tough job. He has to work with both, not just Democrats, but Republicans to move this state forward. And he's been doing that for some time now and been doing a very good job of it. And he's also got to deal with a lot of the majority of Democrats. And sometimes he's got to pull us together and move the state forward from the Senate. And he's an integral part, and he's a very important part. We have redistricting coming up, and he's an important part of it. He's a very fair person, and he's very honest. When he tells you, I'm with you, I'm with you. And sometimes in what we do in public service, one of the hardest things, as he once told me, he said, it's easy to say yes to your friends all the time. The hardest is when you have to tell your friends no. And sometimes you have to tell your friends no, but at least you have to be straight up and you have to be honest with them. And you keep moving forward, because there's many issues, there's many pieces of legislation, and from year to year things change. And so I want to thank him for his support for these many years and for your continued support. And I look forward to serving under you as my president. And thank you very much for being here. I said I'm going to mention some very important people to my life, and that's my father, who's wearing my shirt. I told him he has one job to do, and that's throughout the year he has to drive around with his truck with my bumper sticker and everything else on it, just in case people forget. And, the other day someone said, "Are you up for election again?" I was like, "No, why?" He's like, "See your father driving." He's like, "I think I saw him with the shirt on at the time." And I said, "No, he's just doing his job." He's doing his job. No, he's obviously been a good father, been a very good person, and that's what we try to inspire to be. And I look at my daughter, and that's the things that we try to pass along, is to try to be honest and try to be good to the people we love, and even to the people, to everyone around us. So thank you very much for being here. And my mother, who you don't see her, but she is with us. She's the one who tells them to go out and do things for his kids when he doesn't want to. He says he's retired. She says, "I don't care. You got to go out." So thank you. And so we keep her. I keep her dear in my heart, and she's at home resting. So thank you very much. And I have my older sister, who's here with my two nieces, all the way from Montgomery County, and she made her way in this traffic. So thank you very much.
She had papers.
What's that? Yeah, she had her. So thank you, and she's. But thank you very much to my family and to my extended family, which are you, all of you. I remember when I first had my first fundraiser, we were in one room and we could count everyone. It was like 5 of us, and we left that day. And a good friend of mine, Chris Mendoza, who I met through, I think, at someone else's rally, but I don't want to mention the candidate's name. And he says, "Are you running for delegate?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "So I want to support you." And I said, "What about the other guy?" He's like, "I don't think he has a shot." But now he's wearing an old sticker that says, "Like Victor," my first sticker that I could barely afford to pay for. And I remember we left with like $200 that day. We were very happy. Wow. And unfortunately, I've asked many of you to contribute and continue to contribute to our cause. And it's not just about Victor Ramirez, but it's about advocating for the things that we all believe in, and that everyone should get a fair shake at services. Everyone should get access to quality education. It shouldn't matter where you live, what your last name is, or what you look like. And everyone should be treated equally under the law here in the state of Maryland. So those are some of the things we're going to continue to advocate for. And so thank you. Many of us, when we have these fundraisers, these events, we get many elected officials. And although you may not be elected, you are very important to us. There's a reason why we call upon you. There's a reason why you receive an email or a phone call from us. It's not just about your money, to be honest with you. It's not. But it's about the fact that, I respect your opinion, I respect your thoughts, and I want to work with you to make the state of Maryland, District 47, a great place to live. So I'm going to take a couple minutes and read out some names of elected officials who are here with us today, and I want to thank them because I know as elected officials, they also have a very busy job. And so first I want to thank Monica Best James. She's representing the Comptroller's Office, Mr. Peter Francho. I don't know if Monica's still here, but thank you very much. I want to thank, I think, State's Attorney Angela Alsobrooks was here with us earlier. Thank you very much, ma'am. I'm going to acknowledge the Mayor of Cheverly, which happens to be my mayor, Mayor Callahan. Thank you very much for being here. Then we have Mrs. Frances Smith, who's an elected official out of Comer Manor. Thank you very much. One of our Central Committee members in District 47, Mrs. Beverly Ball. Thank you very much. Council member from Comer Manor, Mrs. Blue. Is Mrs. Blue here? She left. She left. She came. I saw her in her work uniform. I can understand. Thank her for coming, please. Former council member, Mrs. Marion Hoffman, who's here from Blainsburg. I don't know if she's still here. Thank you very much for coming. My good friend and my brother, who was here earlier, and believe it or not, I was with him last night, and we talked about how we all got into this, and I've known him since we were about 10 years old. We used to live next door to each other. We never thought that we would be doing this, and that's representing the people and the place where we grew up, and that's Mr. Will Campos, who's a council member here in District 2. And he's one of the most honest people that you ever meet, and he's a very good person. Next, we have one of our delegates and Cheverly residents, Mrs. Jolene Ivy. Thank you very much. Then we have another Central Committee member, Ms. Janelle Jordan. Thank you for coming. My former chair, and when I was in the House, she always comes to my events, and I thank you very much. I know you had to travel quite a way in this traffic. Thank you. Thank you for using your gas and coming down to District 47. Ms. Melanie Griffin. Thank you. Then we have a representative from Senator Joanne Benson, Mr. Durant Ford. Thank you very much. We have one of our other delegates who's here with us from District 47, Mr. Michael Summers. Thank you very much. This gentleman, I've known him for many years. I've known his wife. She was actually one of my teachers at Northwestern High School, Mr. Tom Henderson. Great He's not shy, I'll tell you. He's not shy. I do want to acknowledge that maybe the Attorney General is with us, Mr. Gansler. If you want to come up here and say a couple words to the people of District 47. Not too long, because we got a lot.
Hola, ¿cómo estás todo el mundo? El gusto es mío para ser aquí con el gran senador Victor Ramirez. For those of you who don't speak English, Victor's great. Spanish. Victor's been great. He and I sat down at the Chicken Roost one day, and he told me he was going to run and he was going to win. I said, really? He said, no, I'm going to win. Well, I'm going to run, I'm going to win. I said, okay. And sure enough, he did, and we're lucky to have him. I have testified numerous times in front of him on the Judiciary Committee, and he is exactly what you want somebody to be in politics, somebody who stands up for people who need a voice, who don't have a voice, obviously with a concentration on protecting the rights of Latino citizens. We're going to be doing a rollout here later in October for something called notarios, which is a problem around the country, actually, and we're going to be doing it right here with Victor's help. And so I just want to thank you for including me. And I want to also acknowledge, and I saw him sitting back here, the Senate President, and we've already talked about him, we already heard from him. but he's the longest serving Senate president in the country. And if you're sitting around at night and you think, do I want to go to Victor Ramirez's event? It's raining, it's cold, it's traffic, or not? A lot of people would say no, but he's here. And I think that's a testament to how important Victor is. Thank you.
I told you that I would be brief. I got to acknowledge a couple people, and if I haven't gotten to you, because each and every one of you are important, but I do want to highlight the people who put their names out on the ballot and are voted in. We have a couple Councilmember Harrison. How are you? From Brentwood, thank you very much for coming. We have Mayor Hell from Comer Manor, thank you very much. We have former Mayor Diana Fennell. So I want to thank you so much, and I'll end it in this way. There's a couple of people that when we first started doing that I've met through sometime for some years now, and I've asked them for their support continuously throughout. And there's a couple of people who put their name on the line, as they say when we first said, look, I would like to run for state senate. I need your support. Would you write a letter? Would you put your face out there for me? All of you did that. There's a couple who no matter what, where the pressure came from, they always, they were always going to be there for me. They've been there for me. I wish I had a certificate for each and every one of you. There's a couple certificates that I like to give away and an award. And those are the certain people that really, as they said, they did it out of the kindness of their heart, and I believe that out of the kindness of moving this district forward, and I appreciate them each and every day when I go to Annapolis. And the first individual I would like to recognize is Mrs. Victor Hinton from Atlanta. Thank you very much. And this is for her years of service to the Whitfield Chapel community. Thank you for your commitment to the community. You have made such a great change, and I want to thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Thank you very much.
There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you. Just a couple more, I promise. I did want to recognize a couple people, and it's good. I think it's good for everyone to recognize people in our community who are doing the right thing, not because they get paid, because they want to do the right thing and they want to live here and they want to live in a community that's the best community possible. The next person I'd like to recognize is Mrs. Rochelle Durant. Your service as she is the president of the Avondale Civic Association. Your commitment to community service has made Avondale a great place to live. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Marvelous job.
And Howard used to be a constituent in Avondale. Howard has known me since I was, about 12 years old. Howard used to drive me around. No, he did, literally. And he's still with me. He's still with me. So thank you very much.
Still proud of him.
Thank you.
Aww.
The next individual is Mrs. Dolores Jones. Dolores? It's Dolores Jones? Okay, we're calling you. Here you go. Thank you so much for your years of service to the Whitfield Chapel community. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Maybe please. And Fort McCabe, we have the mark. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I say the best for last. This lady is, she's been doing great work for many years. Many of you know her, and she's an inspiration to me. When I feel tired and I feel like I can't do certain things, I look towards her, and I want to thank her especially. And that's just That's Mrs. Katie Booth. Thank you very much. Katie. Yes. For your years of service, thank you so much. Thank you. No, you're not. You shouldn't be shocked. You're the best. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm looking around. I'm trying to make sure that Senator Benson, thank you so much. When I first went in, no, you got to come here. I know you're not lost for words. No, come on. Come on in. No, thank you so much. Thank you. When I first ran for the House of Delegates many years ago, believe it or not, Delegate Benson at the time, she was a delegate, now she's a senator. She said, I said, can you do a robocall for me? That's a call you make, you record a phone call you do to constituents. And I really didn't know her yet. I met her, and she says, I believe you, I believe in you, and I'm going to do this for you. And I believe, we won by like 300 votes that year. And I believe she was the difference in that 300 votes. And thank you so much.
You to ever forget it.
And I can't. And my lovely wife and my beautiful baby. She always asks me about the baby.
Just want to say that I'm just coming from a meeting over to the Prince George's Community College. We were talking about minority participation for women and minorities. And I said, you know what, I've got to leave away from here. I've got to get over to see and celebrate my great friend, Senator Ramirez. And when he called me, before I made the decision to support him, I did the research. And I am so glad that I was smart enough to make that decision. And I want you all to know that you have chosen someone who is extremely sensitive to the issues of the constituents in the 47th District. And if you will recall, most of the 47th District was the 24th District. So I was able to sit down to talk to him about the things that he needed to be mindful of as he ran for the House of Delegates. And he had the good sense to listen. And as a result, he did a super job in the House of Delegates, and I was so delighted and excited when he told me he was going to run for the Senate. And I told him, I'm going to support you. And we will make a great pair in the Senate, supporting the President and his agenda. And we have done just that. I could go on and on talking about the things that we share that are in common. On legislation, on initiatives, I cannot tell you how glad I am to be working in the Senate with this wonderful, principled gentleman who loves his wife and talks to me every day about this baby. And how much he loved his wife and his family. And that speaks volumes for the kind of person that you all have chosen to represent you in the 47th District. And I want you to also understand that if there's anything that I can do to help this senator, because I know he's on the right side, I am going to do it. I thank you all and hope that you will continue to support him. And in 2014, it's a no-brainer. Send him on back.
In closing, I'd like to acknowledge Marlene Robinson, former council member of Brentwood. She's a great supporter. Thank you for coming. young man, Alonzo Washington, he's on Central Committee member. He also works for County Council member Will Campos, so he's part of the family. And I like to help, you know, and I like to thank my help, Mr. Andy Callahan, who helped put this together for now. Mrs. Joan Copeland, who's helps us out here. And the newest addition is Denny Tavares. Is she here? She's working. She can't ask for anything else. Thank you so much for coming. This isn't the last time. We're gonna have to get a different room next time. We need some room. I had to tell Mario we got to get a bigger space. Mario. That's Mario, the three brothers, thank you so much. He's actually one of the guys on the cup, believe it or not. So if you look around on the cup, I think your face is on there, right, Mario? Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. God bless all of you, and I look forward to working together. Thank you.